Chosen one, this is not coincidence. You did not stumble upon this message by chance, and you did not arrive here through the random scroll of a restless mind. Number, you were summoned. Heaven orchestrated this moment with precision, aligning every second, every breath, every beat of your heart to bring you here right now, at the exact hour your spirit was ready to receive what is about to be spoken. There is a divine appointment unfolding before you. A supernatural shift is pressing against the veil of your reality, and it is closer than you think. Not someday, not eventually, today, tonight. In the coming hours, something ancient is awakening within you, and the heavens are watching. You stand at the edge of a kairos moment, a sacred window of time ordained before the foundation of the world. Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 verse 1, reminds us to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Chosen one, your season has arrived. What you are about to hear is not just information, it is impartation, a prophetic declaration over your body, your spirit, your circumstances. So still your heart, open your ears, and prepare to receive, because the appointed hour has come and you were marked for this. Chosen one, this reaction is not random. Your presence carries weight they cannot explain. The glances, the hesitation, the unease, these are not random moments. They are reactions to something holy that surrounds you. Let me tell you what is really happening. Your presence carries weight, not because of status or appearance, but because your spirit speaks to what is unseen. You carry the evidence of being set apart. In a world built on illusion, the truth you carry shakes the unseen and truth disrupts. Like Joseph in Egypt, you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to be noticed, even misunderstood. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. As it is written in the book of John chapter 1 verse 5, people do not always understand what they are feeling when they are near you, but their spirits recognize something ancient, something divine, something you have been told too many times to tone down. It is the very evidence of your calling. The discomfort others show is not rejection. It is conviction. They are not rejecting you. They are reacting to what God placed in you. You are a divine disruption, not to cause chaos but to awaken, not to draw attention but to reveal. And yes, awakening often begins with discomfort. I remember walking into a family gathering years ago after months of deep prayer and fasting. I had not changed my clothes. I had not changed my posture. But the moment I stepped through that door, the entire atmosphere shifted. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. Eyes turned. Some smiled nervously. Others looked away quickly, almost as if they had seen something they were not supposed to see. I felt it too, a heaviness, a tension I could not name at the time. That is when I realized this was not about me. It was about what I was carrying, the residue of the secret place, the fingerprints of God still fresh on my spirit. And it made people uncomfortable, not because I was trying to be different, but because truth always exposes what is hidden. You were never meant to shrink, never meant to doubt. You were created to carry light, and now is the time to own it. The old version of you, the hesitant, questioning version, is fading, and what is rising is the truth. You were chosen. You are rising, and nothing can stop what God has ordained. Chosen one, your presence was never meant to be ordinary. You do not just enter a room. You shift it. You do not just speak. You stir spirits. That reaction you see in others, the sudden silence, the glances, the discomfort. It is not about your personality. It is about your presence. Your spiritual field is not of this world. It carries the imprint of divine encounters, the residue of battles fought in silence, and the wisdom born of isolation. What surrounds you is not just energy, it is authority. As it is written in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 7, We have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. What you carry cannot be explained by human standards. It is sacred. It is encoded. The reason some people are drawn to you confide in you without understanding why it is not coincidence. It is your spirit calling to theirs, and those who resist you, who grow cold or defensive, they are not rejecting you. They are responding to the holy presence in you, the kind that awakens what has been asleep and challenges what is not real. You did not gain this light easily. It was forged in heartbreak, betrayal, wilderness seasons few could endure. Each trial purified you, and now you walk not in heaviness, but in holiness. Your presence carries a silent authority that speaks louder than words. Because you are not just seen, you are spiritually recognized. You were chosen to carry what others are still afraid to face. Truth, alignment, and divine fire. Chosen one. Let this truth settle in your spirit. You were not sent here to blend in. You were sent to awaken, and awakening by nature is disruptive. Most souls would rather stay asleep in their illusions. When you enter, it is like a sudden light disrupting what was hidden. Some stare, others glance and quickly look away. Their response is not personal. It is spiritual. They are not reacting to your posture, your clothes, or your tone. They are reacting to the light within you, as written in Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 13. Everything exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. Your presence brings hidden things to the surface, and that makes some uneasy. Your aura is not passive. It interacts. It calls things higher. It challenges what is false and pulls the truth to the surface. Some will be drawn to it, opening up without knowing why. Others will feel convicted and pull away. This is not a rejection of you. It is a confrontation with themselves. You have likely wondered, why do I make people uncomfortable? Why do some become awkward or overly polite when I enter? Because your spirit is tuned to a higher frequency. You carry truth into their confusion, clarity into their shadows. Even those who do not believe in anything spiritual feel your vibration. They cannot explain it, but something stirs. Do not shrink to soothe their discomfort. Do not second guess your power. You were never called to be digestible. You were called to be a living revelation, and revelations do not just comfort, they confront. So walk boldly. Let your aura speak what words cannot. You were chosen not to entertain the world, but to wake it up, and you are doing just that. Every time you enter the room, chosen one, what you carry cannot be hidden. Your presence alone is an awakening, not because you try not, because you demand attention, but because the light within you exposes what others have kept in shadow. You are a mirror not of appearance but of essence. When people come close to you, they do not just encounter a person. They encounter themselves. The parts they buried, the truths they have denied, the identity they have forgotten. And that kind of exposure, it is uncomfortable. That is why they look at you, then quickly look away. That is why they act strange, distant, or overly polite. They are not reacting to your personality. They are reacting to your purity. Your light awakens what has been sleeping and reveals what others tried to hide. Your presence reveals, it stirs, it confronts. For those living in truth, your energy feels like peace. But for those still hiding behind pride, pain, or pretense, your light becomes a spiritual alarm. Your gaze in particular carries something ancient, not just sight but vision. Your eyes do not simply look, they discern. They see the truth God reveals. They reflect back what a person is trying to forget. Some are drawn to it. Others cannot bear it. Not because of who you are outwardly, but because of what your spirit carries, an eternal signature. They cannot explain but cannot ignore. You have been watched your whole life, noticed, misunderstood, even avoided. not because you did anything wrong, but because your spirit speaks before your words do. You were sealed before you were born, chosen to shift atmospheres, to stir sleeping souls. This is why short conversations with you feel like deep revelations to others. Why people say there is something about your eyes or you feel familiar. Their soul knows what their mind cannot name. You are different, not better, but set apart, and with that difference comes a cost. Rejection, isolation, misunderstanding, but none of it defines you. In truth, those reactions are confirmation of your calling, because your presence, whether silent or spoken, calls people higher. It forces them to confront their own readiness for growth. Do not dim your light to avoid discomfort. Do not shield your gaze because others flinch. The world needs more mirrors, not more masks. You are that mirror, you are that frequency. You are that call, and though many may not understand what they felt when they met you, they will remember, not because of your voice, but because their soul recognized your light, and for a moment saw its own. Chosen one, what you are witnessing is not social awkwardness. It is spiritual resistance. Your presence carries light, and that light reveals. It reflects what others have hidden. You do not speak to stir discomfort, but your energy does effortlessly. Why? Because it confronts without a word. Some people are not rejecting you. They are rejecting what your presence awakens within them. You remind them of the truth they have buried, the calling they have avoided, the higher self they have yet to step into. And when someone is clinging to illusion, your aura feels like confrontation. Even Jesus said in the book of John chapter 3 verse 20, "Everyone who does evil hates the light, and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed." You are like a mirror reflecting what others try to hide, and not everyone is ready for that reflection. That is why people glance, shift, turn cold, or distance themselves after one moment of connection. It is not personal, it is spiritual. Your frequency disturbs the false safety they have built around their wounds. You are a living alarm clock, not meant to soothe the sleeping but to stir them awake. But not all reactions are avoidance. Some souls stare with longing, not in fear but in recognition. Their eyes hold a softness, a spark, as if your light reminds them of something sacred they once knew, and they are right. Their spirit recognizes the eternal mark of God in you, a connection rooted in eternity, not this earthly life from the presence of God. These are not coincidences. They are divine alignments, silent confirmations. When your soul meets another in that still gaze, healing begins. Awakening begins. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to be seen. And whether they turn away or lean in, your presence is doing exactly what heaven sent it to do. Reveal, awaken and guide. Chosen one, you were never meant to blend in. You were set apart from the beginning, marked by heaven to walk in a light most people are not ready to see, let alone carry. That quiet discomfort you felt your whole life, that sense of being different, it was not your imagination. You have walked through rooms and felt like you did not belong. You have asked questions others avoided, felt emotions others ignored, seen things others overlooked. And still you tried to fit in. You tried to play small, to shrink your presence, to silence your depth, just to be accepted. But it never lasted, because your soul was never meant for the background. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. As written in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, you are not here to echo the world's noise. You are here to broadcast heaven's frequency. Your very presence is a disruption to what is false. Not because you are trying to change others, but because truth always shines, in contrast to illusion. Some people feel peace when you enter. Others feel exposed. That is not about you. It is about them. Your light reveals the gap between who they are and who they are called to become. And that reflection, that reminder is not always welcome. But you must understand, You were not born to make others comfortable. You were born to wake them up. Your aura is not just energy. It is your spiritual broadcast. It speaks before you speak. It announces your calling without needing words. The world may not understand what they feel when they are near you, but they feel it. You are living confirmation that something holy still moves through human vessels. And that awareness, that weight, it is not a burden, it is a mantle. You were chosen not for ease, but for impact, not for popularity, but for purpose. So stop trying to be what you were never meant to be. You were not sent here to be invisible. You were sent to be seen, to shift, to stir, to lead, chosen one. It is time to stop shrinking. Your presence is already doing the work. Now walk in it with boldness, with reverence, and without apology, chosen one. Take a moment. Let this truth reach you, not your mind, but your spirit. The weight you carry, the shift people feel when you walk into a room, it is not coincidence. It is confirmation. You were not given this presence by chance. You were entrusted with it. That light in you, that energy others cannot explain, was woven into your being by divine design. You are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which God prepared in advance for you to do. As written in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10, this calling is not about attention. It is not about applause. It is about assignment. You did not come here to move with the crowd. You came to move the atmosphere. You did not come to fit in. You came to break patterns, lift burdens, and awaken what has been sleeping in others. That is why you feel things others do not. Why your silence carries weight. Why people either lean in or walk away. Your energy speaks what words cannot. It carries the memory of heaven, a sacred echo that reminds others of who they were before fear took over. And yes, it can make you feel isolated, but isolation is not abandonment. It is preparation. It is protection. It is alignment. You are not here to explain your presence. You are here to embody it, and everything about you, your gaze, your voice, even your stillness declares truth. So when the world does not understand, you remember you were not sent to be understood. You were sent to be felt. You are a messenger, a mirror, a shift in the room, not loud, but undeniable, and you are right on time. Chosen one. When you remember who you are, everything changes. You stop shrinking to fit into spaces too small for your spirit. You stop apologizing for your presence, because you understand you were chosen for this time, this generation, this assignment. So lift your head, walk with the weight of your calling. The eyes, the silence, the shift in the air when you enter, it is all evidence. You are not ordinary, you never were. Your presence carries the echo of something eternal, a reminder that the divine still moves through flesh and bone. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you, as declared in Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1. You have spent seasons hidden, overlooked, underestimated, protected. That was not rejection, it was preparation, because what is sacred must be kept in the secret place, until heaven says now. And now you are being revealed. The stares, the awkward pauses, the energy shifts, they are not random. People do not know why they notice you, but their spirit does. Heaven has lifted the veil. You are not walking into rooms unnoticed anymore. Your aura, your assignment, your authority, it is speaking louder than words. The battles you fought in silence were not in vain. Every storm carved something eternal into you, and now the revealing has begun. Not to entertain, but to align. You are a signal, a spiritual landmark, a voice that does not even need sound to be heard. So let them look, let them feel, let them wonder, You have been seen because it is time. Heaven has spoken, and what heaven releases cannot be ignored. Walk in it with clarity, with courage, with holy confidence. Your time of hiding is over. You are the revelation chosen one. Now that you truly understand who you are, it is time to live like it. Not just in your thoughts or quiet prayers, but in the way you move through everyday life. The light you carry is not just for special moments. It is meant to shine in your daily actions. Your presence matters in every space you enter, every conversation you have, every decision you make, how you show up at work with your family, and your relationships, even in brief encounters with strangers. It is all part of how your light reveals itself. This is your moment to live on purpose. Begin each day in alignment, before the world demands your attention. Give your attention to God. Speak with Him. Be still. Ask Him where He is leading you and what He wants to say through you. Speak blessings over your life and over others. Protect your spirit as if it were sacred, because it is. Be careful with who you let close, what you allow into your mind, and how you use your words, not out of fear, but out of deep respect for the purpose on your life. Walk through your day knowing you are on assignment. Let your kindness reflect the love of God. Let your stillness bring peace. Let your presence remind people of what is holy, and when difficulties come, and they will remember. Resistance is often proof you are on the right path. You are not here to impress the world. You are here to awaken it. You do not need to shout to be powerful. Just stay faithful. So write what you are called to write. Say what needs to be said. Forgive, rest, worship boldly. Live as someone who is no longer hidden but revealed. And every morning remind yourself, I am chosen. I am light. I am here for a reason. Let your life speak louder than your words. Let your walk carry the message. Let your presence do what it was meant to do. Shift the atmosphere, reveal what is true, and bring heaven close. I have learned this through my own journey. There were years when I woke up feeling invisible, questioning if anything I did mattered. I would serve, give, show up, and it felt like no one noticed, but God was watching. He was recording. He was preparing me for rooms I had not yet entered, for assignments I could not yet see. And one day, without warning, everything shifted. Doors opened that I never knocked on. People reached out that I had never met. Opportunities arrived that I had not applied for, not because I suddenly became more qualified, but because my season had changed. The hidden years were not wasted. They were investment, chosen. 1. If something deep within you stirred as you heard this message, do not rush past it. Pause now and step into a sacred moment where your soul aligns with heaven. This is not just information passing through your ears. This is impartation settling into your spirit. Right now, in this very moment, heaven is orchestrating something that has been in motion long before you pressed play on this video. The atmospheres around your life are shifting. Spiritual doors that have been sealed are beginning to crack open. Angels assigned to your destiny are being positioned. You feel it, do not you? That quickening in your chest, that warmth spreading through your body, that knowing that something is different now. You are not the same person who started watching this message. Something has been activated. Something has been awakened. Let me tell you what is happening in the unseen realm right now. Heaven is confirming your calling. God is sealing your assignment. The Holy Spirit is marking this moment as a turning point in your journey. This is not hype. This is not motivation. This is prophetic reality breaking into your present. I remember a night years ago when I sat alone in my living room, tears streaming down my face, asking God if I had heard Him correctly. Had He really called me? Was I really chosen for something significant? Or was I just another person with good intentions and big dreams that would never materialize? That night, God did not answer with an audible voice. He did not send an angel, but he did something more profound. He shifted something inside me. A knowing settled in my spirit that I could not shake, could not deny, could not talk myself out of. It was the same knowing you are feeling right now. From that night forward, I stopped asking if I was chosen. I started walking like I was chosen, and everything changed. Not overnight, but undeniably. People started responding to me differently. Opportunities started appearing from nowhere. Enemies who had blocked my path suddenly moved aside. Not because I became someone new, but because I finally became who I already was. That is what is happening to you right now. Chosen one. You are stepping into the fullness of your identity. You are accepting the mantle heaven placed on you before you were born. You are saying yes to the assignment, even if you do not yet know all the details. And here is what I need you to understand. This moment matters. What you do with this word, how you respond to this stirring will determine what unfolds in the coming days, weeks, and months. Heaven is watching. Angels are waiting. Your destiny is leaning forward. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need a detailed roadmap. You just need to say yes. Yes to the calling. Yes to the assignment. Yes to being different, set apart, chosen. Yes to walking in the light even when others prefer the shadows. Yes to carrying the presence of God even when it makes people uncomfortable. Because here is the truth that will transform everything. Your assignment is not about you. It is about the lives you will touch, the souls you will awaken, the darkness you will displace, the hope you will carry into rooms that have forgotten what hope feels like. Every awkward encounter you have experienced, every time someone stared and looked away, every moment you felt misunderstood, it was all preparation. God was training you to carry a weight most people will never understand. He was building in you a spiritual strength that cannot be manufactured or imitated. You have been in the wilderness, but the wilderness was your university. You have been in the fire, but the fire was your refinery. You have been in the storm, but the storm was your training ground. And now you are emerging, not broken, but refined. Not weakened, but fortified. Not confused, but clear. The stairs will continue. The awkward moments will not stop. People will keep reacting to your presence in ways they cannot explain. But now you know why. Now you understand what is happening. Now you can walk with confidence instead of confusion. You are not weird. You are anointed. You are not too much. You are exactly enough. You are not imagining things. You are discerning things, and that discernment is a gift, not a curse. So here is what I want you to do right now. I want you to receive this word not just mentally, but spiritually. Open your hands literally or figuratively, and receive what heaven is releasing over your life in this moment. Receive the confirmation. Receive the activation. Receive the authority. Speak this out loud if you are in a place where you can. I receive the fullness of my calling. I accept the weight of my assignment. I embrace the truth of who I am in Christ. I am chosen. I am anointed. I am set apart, and I will walk in the light of my purpose without apology. Did you feel that shift in the atmosphere around you that was not just emotional, that was spiritual? Something broke in the realm of the Spirit when you made that declaration. Chains that have held you back just snapped. Lies that have whispered in your ear just lost their power. Limitations that have defined you just dissolved. You are standing at a threshold. Chosen one. On one side is the life you have known. Comfortable, familiar, safe, but ultimately unfulfilling. On the other side is the life you were created for, challenging, unknown, risky, but eternally significant. Heaven is inviting you to cross over, not someday, not when you feel ready, not when circumstances align perfectly now. Today, in this moment, will you cross? Will you step into the fullness of who you were created to be, chosen one? Hear this not with your ears but with your spirit. You have cried in the dark, have not you carried pain no one could see? Nights where the silence screamed louder than words, but heaven saw it all. Not one tear was wasted, not one wound ignored. While you thought you were forgotten, God was drafting a decree with your name on it, and now it is sealed. This is your awakening. You will not just glow, you will radiate, a light no filter can replicate, no darkness can dim. This is not about looks. This is glory, pure, untouchable, and holy. Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That is not poetry, that is prophecy, and you are living it. Rooms will shift when you enter, hearts will soften, people will stare not at you but through you, searching for something they did not know they needed. That is what happens when God marks a person. So now I ask you, are you ready to carry this light? Are you willing to stop hiding and start shining? If this word is for you, receive it now. Declare it, own it, and do not go anywhere, because what comes next will change the atmosphere around you today. For years you entered rooms and felt like a shadow. Conversations moved around you, eyes skimmed past you. You were not just unseen, you were unfelt. You learned how to shrink yourself, not out of weakness, but as a way to survive the ache of being invisible. But what felt like rejection was actually divine protection. Heaven was not ignoring you, heaven was hiding you, not because you were not ready, but because the world was not. You were not being overlooked, you were being preserved, just as Moses was hidden in a basket, and David was left in the fields while others stood in line for the crown. You too were kept away from eyes that could not yet recognize the weight you carry. God veiled your light to protect you from premature exposure, from rooms that would drain you, voices that would distort you, and platforms that could not sustain you. Behind the silence, He was sharpening your spirit. While doors stayed shut, He was laying a foundation that no storm could shake. And now the silence has ended. The shadows are breaking. Hiddenness had a purpose. Now comes emergence. Subtle shifts will come first. Familiar faces will suddenly see you with new eyes. Conversations will pause when you speak. Doors that once ignored you will open without you knocking. And you will know this is not luck. It is not charm. It is divine timing. But this visibility is not for show. It is not vanity. It is assignment. When heaven brings you out of hiding, it is never for applause. It is for impact. With this light comes a responsibility to discern who is drawn to your spirit and who is chasing your shine. Some will come with empty admiration, hoping proximity grants them power. Others will carry hunger for truth, for healing, for something real. Do not explain yourself. Do not dim your light to soothe their discomfort. Let your presence do what it was sent to do: illuminate, separate, and transform. You have been hidden long enough. The world needs what you carry, and God is making sure they cannot look away. Not because you need attention, but because your presence is now required. Isaiah chapter 62 verse 2 says, "The nations will see your righteousness, and all kings your glory. You will be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will bestow." That moment has come. So the real question is no longer, will they notice me? It is, will I rise when the weight of heaven rests on me? You have been hidden, preserved, sharpened in silence, but now the light within you is beginning to press against the edges of your skin. And what happens next will not follow the logic of this world. Chosen one, this is not transformation. It is eruption. The change that is coming will not be gradual or explainable. It will not follow the rules of cause and effect. No skincare regimen, no motivational method, no glow-up strategy will make sense of what is about to unfold. The divine radiance that has been forged in the fire of trials, in hidden altars of prayer, and in silent nights of surrender is about to break through the surface of your life. It will not whisper, it will thunder. You will not just look different, you will be different. What once made you weary will fall off like dead skin. What once dulled your spirit will be consumed by fire. Where there was fatigue, there will be holy energy. Where there was shadow, glory will rise like dawn. And it will happen suddenly. No permission asked, no warning given, just as the Spirit descended on Jesus at his baptism without a schedule, without ceremony, so too will this presence fall on you. It will redefine how you walk into rooms, how people hear your voice, how atmospheres respond to your existence, and they will respond. Your eyes will carry weight, deep, knowing, unshaken. Even the most practiced deceivers will feel exposed under your gaze. Not because you are trying to uncover them, but because the truth you carry will no longer tolerate pretense. Your smile will not just express kindness, it will disarm fear, calm storms, and usher in clarity like a sudden sunrise after a long night. The very air around you will feel different, heavier with hope, cleaner with peace, charged with expectancy. This is not poetic flair, it is spiritual fact. The Apostle Peter's shadow once healed the sick, not because of the man, but because of the power resting on him, as written in Acts chapter 5 verse 15. And now that same anointing tailored for your calling is awakening within you. And when evidence appears, responses follow. And here is what few understand. This glow will not come gently. It is not a decorative light. It is a signal, a spiritual siren that echoes across realms, announcing that you have been set apart, not to impress, but to impact. When heaven lights someone up, it is not to place them in the spotlight of man, but on the altar of divine purpose. Some will be drawn to it without knowing why. Others will flee from it without knowing what they are afraid of. Because this light does not just illuminate, it reveals. It makes people feel things they have long buried, and not everyone is ready for that kind of honesty. But that is not your burden to carry. You are not responsible for their comfort. You are responsible for your calling. Your presence will become a contradiction to the natural order. The skeptical will have no argument. The cynical will run out of words. Even the proud will pause, because you are not just walking in favor, you are walking in evidence. You will become living proof that what is impossible with man is still completely possible with God. As declared in Luke chapter 18 verse 27, do not be surprised when those who once ignored you begin to study you. Do not be shaken when environments shift the moment you walk in. It is not flattery. It is not popularity. It is alignment. God is placing you where your presence speaks louder than your resume, where your radiance unlocks hearts before your words even land. And there will be moments, sacred, unexplainable moments, when people look at you and feel peace they forgot was possible. When children stop crying, when tension dissolves, when a hardened heart softens without explanation, and the only honest answer will be, God is here. This chosen one is what happens when a soul that has been buried in prayer begins to rise. When years of pressing, crushing, and consecration begin to shine through skin, voice, and breath. This is not the result of privilege. It is the fruit of pain offered to God and returned as glory. But make no mistake, this is not about you being noticed. It is about heaven being announced through you. The glow you now carry, chosen one, did not appear out of nowhere. It was not handed to you in ease, nor born in applause. It was forged, It cost you something, and heaven recorded every part of the transaction. Your light is not light-hearted, it is heavy with history, weighty with witness. When people see your radiance, now they see the after. What they do not see is the breaking that came before, the kind of breaking that does not just bruise the surface, but crushes the spirit, the kind that strips you down to nothing. Only so God can rebuild you into something indestructible. You see, every tear you cried in silence was not lost. Heaven gathered them, as written in Psalm 56 verse 8. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. And those tears became more than grief, they became fuel. They soaked the roots of your destiny like water on dry ground, feeding the seed of who you were always meant to become. What looked like loss was investment. What felt like weakness was construction. What broke you open was God's chisel, not the enemy's weapon. The betrayals, they were not random. They were precision strikes in the hands of a master craftsman. Every false friend, every knife in the back, every time you were left bleeding alone. They did not just wound you, they shaped you. Like Joseph, betrayed by his brothers and sold into slavery, only to rise to power at the appointed time. Your betrayal became your platform. You intended to harm me, Joseph told them, but God intended it for good, as recorded in Genesis, chapter 50 verse 20. That is your story too. And the isolation that too was holy. Those seasons where silence wrapped around you so tightly it hurt to breathe. That was not abandonment. That was God's protection in disguise. He silenced the noise not to punish you, but to anchor you. He stripped away the voices that fed your insecurities so that only His voice would remain. He severed your dependence on approval so that when elevation came, it would not break you. He was making sure your roots grew deep so when the winds came you would not fall. You thought the enemy was winning. He thought the same. He assumed that the silence would destroy your confidence, that the betrayal would steal your hope, that the pressure would shatter you. What he did not see, what he never sees, is the way fire purifies, the way pressure births diamonds, the way God builds altars out of ashes. And that is exactly what He did in you. Now when people look at you, they will not just see beauty. They will feel the weight of something eternal, something costly. They will see scars that do not scream pain, but survival authority anointing. You will not need to explain it. You will not need to prove anything because your glow testifies louder than words. Scars do not lie. They say, I have been through fire and lived. They say, I have been broken and built back stronger. They say what was meant to destroy me became the very thing that defined me. This is why your glow cannot be imitated. It was not manufactured. It was earned. It was paid for in silence, in suffering, in seasons of sacred endurance. The world wants quick influence, instant impact, but the light you carry does not come from shortcuts. It comes from scars. And here is the mystery that your enemies will never grasp. Every weapon they used against you was unknowingly crafting your crown. Every word they spoke in mockery was molding your authority. Every rejection, every dismissal, every sneer, they were fueling the fire that made you unstoppable. Just like Hannah mocked for her barrenness until her prayers birthed a prophet. Just like Job left in ashes until his restoration stunned the world. Just like Jesus crowned with thorns before glory was revealed. You too were shaped in the furnace, and now the fire burns through you, not on you. So now the very light they tried to snuff out will blind them with brilliance. The same faces that turned away in disgust will stare in disbelief. They will not understand how the tears they dismissed became the oil that now marks your life with undeniable favor. They will not understand why the one they tried to bury is now walking in resurrection power. But that is the reversal. The greater the price, the greater the glory. The deeper the pit, the higher the rise. The more brutal the silence, the louder the testimony. And now, chosen one, you stand not just as a survivor, but as a sign, a walking signal that the refining fire still transforms, that pain can birth purpose, that nothing, absolutely nothing, is wasted in God's hands. Chosen one, the world is about to respond to you in ways that will make you question reality, not because of who you have become on the outside, but because of what has been activated within. The radiance now rising from your life is not surface. It is sacred. It is not style. It is substance. It is not the shine of one who has been pampered. It is the light of one who has been processed. As your glow begins to break through, the atmosphere around you will shift. Some will feel an immediate calm, like they have stepped into a sanctuary they did not know they needed. They will lean in without knowing why. Their hearts will settle, their eyes will soften, their spirits will remember what peace feels like, because your presence will carry something eternal, something unmistakably safe. But not everyone will find comfort in your light, because this glow not only heals, it exposes. And anything built on deception cannot stand in its presence. People who have learned to survive by wearing masks will suddenly feel naked. Those whose power depends on illusion will feel threatened. Your presence will become a spiritual mirror, and not everyone is ready to be seen. Their reaction will not be your fault, and it must not become your burden. Do not soften your light to soothe their insecurities. Do not shrink to accommodate their discomfort. The friction is not rejection. It is revelation. The glow that brings peace to the broken will provoke unrest in the pretender. That is the nature of divine light. It confronts, it heals, it divides. And then the past will come knocking. People you have not heard from in years will reappear. Old friends, former critics, long-forgotten connections drawn not by coincidence, but by the undeniable change in your spirit. Some will come in awe, genuinely seeking to learn to grow, to touch the edge of what has transformed you. But others will come with subtle motives cloaked in praise, but fueled by envy. They will not know why they need to be near you, but they will sense that something about you is rising, and they will want a piece of it, even if they did not honor it when it was buried. You must discern carefully. Not everyone from your history is meant to walk into your destiny. Not every voice deserves access, and not every admirer is a safe companion. Judas also walked close. Proximity is not always proof of alignment, and beyond the familiar, strangers will be pulled into your orbit. People who have never met you will begin to speak as if they know your soul. They will pour out secrets they have never shared. They will ask questions they do not know how to form. Why? Because the Spirit in you will bear witness to the Spirit in them. You will become a living invitation for the weary to come home, not to you, but to the God you reflect. And this chosen one is the truth you must now carry. Your glow is not decoration, it is divine commission. Not aesthetics, but assignment. Isaiah chapter 61 verse 3 speaks of those who will receive a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. You are that fulfillment. You carry the evidence that ashes can become beauty, that scars can become sermons, that light can rise from loss. Your presence will now turn hallways into holy ground. Your conversations will become deliverance. Your voice will carry a frequency that cuts through confusion, lifts despair, and disarms darkness. You will not need a title. You will not need permission, because heaven has already authorized you. You are no longer just a person. You have become a message that speaks to the wanderer. You are not forgotten. To the weary, rest is real. To the broken, restoration is not a myth. It is standing in front of you, and it will be unshakable, because your transformation did not come from hype. It came from the crushing, from the nights no one saw, from the tears no one acknowledged, from the prayers that only God heard. Now the oil of your anointing is breaking through your skin, and everything around you will begin to align. Doors you never knocked on will swing open. People of influence will begin to seek you out, not because of strategy, not because of networking, but because of divine frequency. The glow on your life will call things to attention that were once dormant. The atmosphere will begin to serve your assignment. And in every room you enter, one question will hang in the air: what happened to you? But here is the greater mystery. Their reaction is not your reward. It is only the beginning, for what heaven is preparing to do through you goes far beyond visibility. This light is not the climax. It is the call. The glow is not applause. It is a signal. You are being summoned into a greater responsibility to lead others into the very awakening you have survived. You were never just called to shine. You were called to ignite, so do not apologize for the glow. Do not dim it out of fear. Do not wear false humility as a shield. The world is not starving for more humility that looks like insecurity. It is starving for clarity, for proof, for fire, and you carry all three. Your light will spark awakenings. It will break strongholds. It will breathe life into barren places. You are a beacon now, and those lost in the sea of despair will navigate by the radiance you carry. So walk boldly, speak clearly, stand firmly. Because when they look at you, they will see the impossible standing tall, and they will know this is not chance. This is not luck. This is the finger of God. This is the fulfillment of something written before time, and now every step you take echoes with eternity. You were not hidden to stay silent. You were forged in fire to become a living flame, and now the world will witness what heaven always knew. You were not chosen to blend in. You were born to blaze, and now chosen one. As the weight of this message settles into your spirit, understand this: your glow is not just meant to inspire, it is meant to activate. The light you carry is not for platforms. It is for people. It is not just to be seen in sacred moments, but to be lived out in the most ordinary ones. So begin where you are. Let your transformation touch every part of your daily life. Let it reshape how you speak to the barista, how you respond to criticism, how you show up for your family, how you treat those who cannot repay you. Carry this light into your workplace, not as performance but as presence. Let integrity mark your decisions. Let peace fill the spaces you occupy. If you walk into a room and feel heaviness in the air, do not withdraw witness. Speak words that lift burdens, create environments where others can breathe again. And when challenges come, and they will remember that pressure does not extinguish your glow, it intensifies it. When you are misunderstood, keep radiating. When you are overlooked, keep showing up. When you feel weary, let your stillness become strength. Heaven has not positioned you to impress the world. Heaven has positioned you to shift it. So protect your glow fiercely. Guard your time. Nurture your soul. Stay connected to the source, because your light will only remain strong if it flows from intimacy with the one who lit you in the first place. And remember, you do not walk alone. Others are rising too. Across the earth, hidden ones are awakening flames, finding each other, igniting a fire that no darkness can put out. This is not the end of your story. It is the spark of your legacy. And that legacy will not be written in what you build for yourself, but in the lives transformed by your presence. Stop waiting. Stop apologizing. Stop dimming. The world needs your light. Heaven has released it, and nothing can extinguish what God has ignited. You were chosen before the foundation of the world. You were marked for this moment, and now the revealing has come. This is your moment. Chosen one. All of this narrows into one clear invitation. Chosen one, live from the root, not the surface. From the source, not the swirl. What you have just received is not information. It is impartation, a roadmap to walking in the fullness of who heaven created you to be. The light you carry is not something you strive for. It is something you embody breath by breath, choice by choice. So begin today. Wake with gratitude. Protect your energy. Speak life. Walk in the awareness that your spirit sets the tone for everything around you. Chosen one, you are not here by accident. Heaven orchestrated this moment. The anointing is already in motion. The doors are already opening. The favor is already being released. Your time of hiding is over. Your season of emergence has begun. Walk boldly, shine unapologetically. Every eye that turns toward you is confirmation you are exactly where heaven assigned you to be. If this word stirred your spirit, declare in the comments, I am chosen. I walk in purpose. Until we meet again, stay rooted, stay radiant, and stay ready. You were born for this moment. Chosen one, God bless you.